Hello ENC 90 students, this is your professor Michael Bloomingberg, and what we're looking to do with this video is introduce you to what you're going to be expected to do for week 2 of the semester, and at the same time I'm going to show you some things such as how to use the ebook and just give you some helpful hints regarding the actual assignment that you're having to submit this week. So I'm on the Blackboard homepage here, and over here in the corner I'm going to click on weekly assignments. My view is going to be a little different than yours when I click on it because it's going to bring up all the folders I've created, but yours is just going to give you the first couple, and I'm going to click on the week 2 folder. And at the time that I'm making this video, that folder is not open, but it will be open by the time you see this video. And so this shows you all the things that are due this week. And I always encourage you to make sure that you start with the coursework. It's always the first thing that you'll find on each week's folder. And again, I always set those up as Word documents and as a Word document and PDF file. I'll just click on the PDF file just as a shortcut here. And as I do so, I might have to just adjust the camera just a little bit. And so always, when you look at your coursework for the week, always start with the readings, because oftentimes you have to have the readings done before you can go on to do some of the other work, or at the very least it helps to do the reading first. So the reading this week, we're in the ebook, and I'm going to show you very soon how to access the ebook and how it works. But you are assigned to read Critical Thinking and Reading and Writing, pages 3 through 10 in the Right Stuff ebook. And I made a little note on the sheet to see this very video because it'll show you how to use the ebook. And also in Westmore's The Work, you are to read the introduction, which is work to do. That is the entire introduction, a few pages there. And to begin work on chapter 1, that's pages 3 through 6, and I even gave you a stopping point as far as you can stop when you reach My American Journey. And again, it's important to note that these are reading assignments only, so even if in the ebook it tells you to do certain exercises, you're not required to do those at that point, so just please be careful with that. Make sure you note that particular part of the coursework. For the submitted assignments, you do have activity 1-3, which is Critical Thinking, Review, and Practice. That's in the ebook. I'm asking you to please make sure you type your questions along with your answers and to use complete sentences. We'll pull that up in a moment. Just note that the due date for this assignment, along with really everything this week, is 11:59 p.m. Sunday, January 24th. So just note your due dates there as appropriate. You do have a discussion board assignment this week related to Westmore's The Work. So, you had a couple last week dealing with the class introduction and the syllabus. We're actually getting started with the content of the class this week. My writing lab, you should have already had a start with the basic grammar module, but you have one more week this week, of course, to finish that up. So the first module, that's all 11 topics, is due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m., January 24th. And also note that this is new this week, that I have placed a discussion board class thread. This is where you can ask questions, make comments, you can give feedback to each other, you can communicate with each other. It is not a graded discussion forum, so you don't have to worry about that. It's only intended as a help resource. So that kind of walks you through everything there. So yeah, that's always the best place to start. I'm going to go back to the week 2 folder here. Again, I might just have to readjust the camera a little bit. And so I wanted to pull up the ebook. To get your ebook, it's linked right here. And every week that you'll need the ebook, I'll set up a direct link. Technically speaking, you can find it in the My Writing Lab software, but I just like to help you out, make it a little easier for you. So I always put that as a direct link. So when I click it, it will pull up the ebook. It takes it sometimes just a second or two to load up. But yeah, it's really that simple. And it is an actual book. I can show you here while the software is loading. I'm going to put this book into camera view for you. Move it back a little bit. There's the actual book, and I have a hard copy of the book. And you can definitely get a hard copy of the book, but it's very expensive. So my purpose with this class was to try to keep your book expense down. That's why this book is presented to you as an ebook. So I want to show you the easiest way to navigate this particular ebook. First of all, for whatever reason, it seems like when you pull up the ebook, it defaults it to like 308%, which is really enlarged. So you can take it down so that it's much easier to read. And I'm right up here. These little magnifying glasses up here will allow you to make adjustments to the size of the text. And that's good for your eyesight, though. If you like to have it a little larger, that's fine too. Over here, it's kind of hard to see, but if you're following along with me, when you pull up the ebook, there are some page turners over here. And there's also an actual place, a little blank place there, where you can type in your page number, and that's the easiest way to do it. So you've got to read pages 3 through 10, so I'm just going to type in page 3, and then I'm going to hit my enter key on my keyboard. And lo and behold, that takes me, it's a little hard to see because I shrunk the size, but that takes me to where I need to be, the reading on critical thinking that you need to do. And then as you read page 3 up here again in the corners where you can turn your pages, just turn to the next page, to the next page, so on and so forth. So the ebook's pretty easy to navigate, and again, the purpose of the ebook was just to cut down on the expenses in the class. Now I'm going to punch in page 17 just to show you the assignment this week. And I'm going to blow it up just a little bit. Okay, so it's activity 1-3. And I'm going to have to scroll down on the actual book here, so let me do that so you can get it all in view there. Now please note that it starts on 17, but it also goes over to page 18. But what you're going to be doing is reading about critical thinking, what it is, how we use it each day of our lives. And then for number 1, the question just asked you to reread the definition of critical thinking on page 3. Then write a definition of critical thinking using your own words. And of course you're going to type this. Don't forget the format video and the Start Here help resources if you need to see how to properly set up your documents. All of that's posted for you. Number 2, list 3 assumptions you had about college before you started. Then write a line or two about whether each assumption ended up being valid or invalid. And when you go through the reading, that'll make more sense to you. And then I got to go over to page 18, so I had to click my page over. So don't forget that part, that there's more on page 18. And then number 3, list 2 benefits you predict you will gain from learning and applying the critical thinking tools and terms explained in this chapter. So again, you're going to type that out on your own, and I'm going to show you in just a moment how to submit it. But that's really how you navigate the ebook. It's really pretty easy. Just remember your page overs are up here. To enter a particular page, you just put it into the box, and you can just read through. It's just like having the hardbound copy of the book, except of course you're just reading it online. So I'm going to go ahead and click off the ebook, and I'm going to go back to the coursework. So that's how you navigate that. Now as far as how to submit your activity, right down here we can look at that. Okay, and I just kind of want to walk you through it. I'll adjust the camera a little bit. Hopefully we can get everything in view. The biggest thing to note is you're going to type your assignment, and presumably you're going to save it. You need to always save your work. I recommend you have a flash drive. For those of you who may not be familiar with flash drives, I have a lot of little flash drives that look like this. They're just storage, really storage handy. So you just flip it out, you can save it. I'm sure most of you are familiar with those, but if not, you might want to purchase one. You can get them at Walmart for like 10 bucks, which is actually, you can actually get some pretty decent ones there. Of course, the more storage space they have, the more expensive they are, but I recommend you get one, and then when you type your assignment, save it. And then what you do, just so you're clear, over here it says attach file. You're just going to click the browse my computer option, and I won't actually click on that because that'll just pull up my files. But where you have it saved, if it's on the flash drive, you just need to go to your flash drive, select that file, and it will attach it. That's how the work needs to get to me, just so you're clear. So again, browse my computer. I got a timeout thing there. I'll just close that. And so that's what you need to do. Please do not copy paste to the comments box. Do not do that. The comments box is just if there's something you wanted me to know about the assignment, if you had some struggle with it, or if it went well. You don't even have to leave a comment. It's not necessary, but if there's something you want me to know, you can leave a little comment. But the work itself needs to be from the Browse My Computer option. And this is probably going to be out of computer range. Well, actually up here at the top, there's a couple different places. Here at the top, you can submit once you've attached it. And this is out of the range of the video, but on the bottom right-hand side, you'll see it on the bottom corner of your screen. You can also submit that way as well. So that just kind of walks you through how to submit your assignment. If you have any questions about it, you can always email me. I'm going to go once again back to the Week 2 folder. Okay. There's always a direct link, of course, to the discussion board. Let me move the camera back over because you can't see that. There's always a direct link to the discussion board, so let me pull that up as well. Okay. And so this week, first of all, I want to show you the forum. These aren't open as of the time I'm making the video, but they will be open by the time you're seeing this video. So the forum is just a place where you can ask questions and make comments. I might make a few general comments myself from time to time in that forum, so do check it frequently. Feel free to share thoughts or about assignments and so on. I want us to have a comfort level working in the class, and this forum will really help us. But your official forum this week is over here, and it's going to be hard to see as far as the video goes. I can try to zoom in just a little bit. Well, anyways, but it just says in the introduction, what is Moore talking about when he states that, quote, when you find yourself clutching onto your life like it's the only thing that matters because you suddenly realize it is, you start to ask other questions too. For instance, why does my life matter? Why did Moore ask this in the introduction? Why does your life matter? Please answer about the introduction and Moore's questions, why does your life matter? And your life does matter, so find reasons. Sometimes students like to kind of be sarcastic and say, oh, my life doesn't matter. And I appreciate humor as much as the next person, but let's treat this assignment very seriously because your life does matter. Just remember the criteria is always the same, that you need to post your own response to these questions, and you need to check in to see what your classmates are saying and post a reply to your classmates. Now you can reply to a single classmate to get your 100-word count, or if you want to divide up your responses to 2 or 3 classmates, as long as you get your 100 words, that's what I'm looking for. So again, that is the discussion board for the week. We're hitting the home stretch here. I'm going to go back to the Week 2 folder. And I just very briefly want to show you the, there it is. I want to show you the My Writing Lab once again. So it's, I don't want to lose anybody. Let me go back. The link is, let me adjust camera one more time, get my finger in there. just so you can visually see, that's where the direct link to the My Writing Lab, presumably you should be registered at this point. Now, if you haven't received your code yet, you need to be working on securing that very, very soon, because otherwise you're going to start falling behind in the lab. And of course, you need your ebook at this point. So now, for those of you who signed in with temporary access, you can still do that, but you only have a few days of that left. So be aware that you will need to secure your code soon. So I clicked on the link already, so I'm just going to pull it up. Readjust the camera again there. There we go. Basic grammar, of course, is the first module. You should have started it last week, so it shouldn't be, hopefully you've had a chance to chip away at it a little bit. But it hasn't changed. You still got 11 penciled topics, starting with parts of speech, going all the way down to prepositions. And again, with each one of those, you have overview, animation, recall, apply, and your post-test. Feel free to go back to week 1 and look at the My Writing Lab videos if you still have questions about that, or you can email me. I'll try to clarify. But you're working through all 11, and at the end of this week, I will post your first grade related to your progress in the My Writing Lab. All right, guys, sorry to be so long-winded, but I always want to make sure that you're clear on what you need to do for the week. If you have questions, as always, feel free to email me, but I wish you the best of luck, and more videos coming as we go through the semester. Take care. Bye-bye.